friend, relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
Oh, Wil Anderson, hello, and thank you for watching.
And you're just looking over my shoulder at the Olympics, are you?
I was. Well, by the time people hear
the
this,
Olympics. Well done. Australia would have reached its best ever medal
best ever
tally.
Best
hopefully.
I mean,
five to go at this point.
So yeah, so
5 gold.
There's like half the half we're not as good at
is coming
is
up.
still to come. We have absolutely nailed the first half, though. Like incredible. Australia's been within the top 4 countries in the world, often in first or second place for the entire first week of the Olympic Games, which is...
It must frustrate, there's every year when there's a grand final, there's people who hate sports ball and talk about Australia's focus on sport and, why can't we put some attention towards the arts and whatever. And I totally supportive and agree with some of those statements, but we're pretty good at sport.
I mean, disproportionately good at water sports.
Well, yeah.
Take your word for it. We love water sports.
Just love it.
It's
Get us wet.
The golden land.
We love getting wet. Water sports.
We are girt by sea, and we love being wet. Wet and wild, the Australians. The swimming pool, the Australian women in particular, because at the point we are speaking, more than a week into the Olympics now, if you are looking at women, if it's the women's medal tally, Australia is so far ahead at the moment. Now, once the athletics starts, which it has now, like the Americans and the rest of the world really catch up to us very quickly. But incredible.
I mean, when you consider the country at this point that we are under is China, with 1 billion people, that's insane per capita, insane.
Oh yeah, by almost any measurement. We are the best country. We're definitely
Australia's the best country, mate, in the world.
In the best in the
country in the world.
At swimming, if you're around water and you need someone in a canoe or a sailboat or on a windsurfer, swimming, call in Australia.
I feel like
if you see an Australian nearby, they're more likely, they're disproportionately, if you are in some water-related incident.
Yeah, you want an Australian.
And there's just a range of people on the beach and you only get to choose who to help you based on their accent. Does any other... one of the most long-running successful shows in Australia is a show about people being rescued from the ocean.
Water, yeah. Have you seen, there's a film came out last year it's a romantic comedy shot in Australia, Sydney Sweeney and...
oh, yeah, Never Been Kissed. No,
never not funny.
Never Say Die.
Never
Say Never
Never
Again.
Be Together. What's it called? It's basically I think it's The Taming of the Shrew, or as You Like It, but kind of a modernized version.
Okay, As You Lick It?
As You Get what's it called? Never Going to Be Together.
Never Going to Give You Up? Never
Mike,
Going to Let You Down?
Look up the Sydney Sweeney Glenn Powell film. Anyway.
Anybody But You.
Anybody But You. Right. And I watched it on a plane the other day, and
Anybody But You.
Clearly, it's set in Australia. You've never seen a greater example of the tax credits and rebates that Australian gives to foreign productions.
Yeah, okay.
Because there is no real logical reason for it to be set in Australia other than they could get access to a lot of their money back, the exchange rate, and great locations. So the idea is a wedding party is happening and they're choosing to get married in Australia. Now the conceit is that the bride's father is Australian, played by Brian Brown, and his family, and his wife is African American, and so they have 2 kids. One of them's getting married to another girl, very progressive. Will it's because apparently gay people can get married too now in Australia. I did say it was the greatest country in the world. Yeah. Didn't say perfect, but I did say. But the portrayal of Australians is borderline the most offensive shit I've ever seen.
For a show made in Australia?
Yeah, well, it's an American movie, but it's Americans' view of Australians, right? And so there is a particular...
But where the Australians are playing the Australians.
Yeah, Australians are playing Australians. So, you got Brian Brown. Oh, weirdly, Rachel Griffiths plays an American, which is kind of confusing. But then all the other supporting roles in Australia are played by Australians. But there's one role in particular where... Because, in a romantic comedy... You got the couple who you want to be together, but they're with other people who are wrong for them.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And so the Glenn Powell character, his ex-girlfriend is now dating this hunky Aussie. And obviously the brief was we want a Chris Hemsworth type. So, and I don't know who the actor is, but they have cast this big blonde surfer dude. and he's always like, cobber, throw a shrimp on the barbie. Like it's every offensive cliche about Australians all rolled into one. But the one thing I think they really nail is he's constantly doing shit. Like he's surfing, he's rock climbing, he's kicking a footy, he's playing tennis. He's constantly doing shit. And it's like, well, I think that's kind of accurate. Like that side of things is completely accurate.
I saw somebody else was speculating about this online, and I wish I could credit them also, but it's something I've been talking about in studio, just like doing radio, like obviously while the Olympics are on, like a lot of the events are happening either while we're on air or just before we've come on air. So it ends up being a lot of the off-air chat. You're talking about the Olympics. And one of the things I was like, there should be a decathlon where any 10 events count, right? So there should be a scoring system whereby you can get points from, whether it be the 100-meter swimming or the, whatever it is, like the shooting or whatever. It doesn't, like, because in the decathlon at the moment, you have to be good at the same 10 events.
Right.
But I'd just love to see who could get the biggest overall points.
So you just pick the sports you're best at.
Yeah.
Right.
So like LeBron could enter the decathlon, like basketball being his main sport, but like see if he could pick up enough.
Yeah.
Like, in other
LeBron
sports.
trying to skateboard.
Yeah, right? Can you imagine
That'd be
if
great.
there was like this, like
I love that.
The capacity,
Yeah.
and obviously if you're good at a couple of like
Yeah, there'd be
sports
certain
already,
things that the hand-eye coordination, you imagine LeBron would be, he could apply himself quite well. But then, something like skateboarding, he'd be completely, let's say, or equestrian or something like that.
Yeah, what's like LeBron like in a boat?
Yeah, dressage.
Yeah, on a horse. Yeah, like, right?
LeBron James has broken his back and is being tossed from his horse.
No, this is bad.
I mean, the skating, I haven't watched a lot of the Olympics, but I did tune in to watch the skating, and it kind of boggles my mind a little bit that this is an Olympic sport now.
Why?
Because it just it doesn't seem to have the prestige. Like you've got a bunch of street-looking kids with, like I saw the guy from Japan competing, and he had like one earbud in.
Yeah.
Like as he was skating, it's like, but like surely how do we know that he's not receiving like instructions from his coach or something? I'm just listening to Cypress Hill.
Yeah, but also, firstly, Cypress Hill?
I don't know. What do kids skaters listen to these days?
Cypress Hill.
I guess that they're a legacy act now, aren't they? I'm just thinking back to when I was a kid, what skaters would listen to. Public Enemy, Cypress Hill.
Maybe they do again. Maybe it's back, right? So let's just say he's listening to his Cypress Hill and his little earbud while he's like doing his kickflip ollies.
Yeah.
So,
Rock out a fakie. Yeah.
So, would you be able to give, like, would it be any advantage to someone who's a skateboarder, right, to have an in the earpiece? I understand if you're in a long form strategic thing, there might be an advantage to an earpiece, but surely at the speed they're choosing to do their tricks or like being in the moment or whatever, like the idea that someone else is like
can coach
what
them.
What are they helping with?
Well, just say like his competitors have done a heat and they've pulled off some trick that's put them this many points in front. The coach could be like, I think you should go for that the end-to-end ollie backflip rock steady.
Okay.
Just making up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like he says, this is the trick you should go for. I've crunched the numbers. This is the trick that you have the highest percentage of getting with enough points.
Skateboard coaches crunching the numbers?
Just pulling on a bong underneath the stands. But that's the whole thing, though. Like, it's just so funny. Like, you talk about, I know a consistent theme of TOFOP in the last few years is being how old we're getting. But, like, I honestly was watching the skating going, God, like, I just feel so out of touch because this doesn't look like a sport to me.
Yeah, but I think that all sports don't look like sports if you view them anew, right? Like, very few of them look like sports.
But it's the context. If I was at the X Games or whatever, and I've gone to skating competitions before, but there's a vibe to that, that's much more casual and less kind of uptight and stuffy, whereas the Olympics has like an element of just like, it's so traditional.
It's traditional, but like, what do you reckon?
He's competing in jeans, Will.
What do you reckon?
I want a dress code.
What do you reckon the local shot put competitions like? You know what I mean? Like all those old sports, javelin, shot put, discus, whatever. Like they're only relevant because they have existed for a long time. Like there's no
Yeah.
none of them have a point.
Yeah, I guess so. I just think it's more because, but
The
but
point
it's not,
is
but it's
that
not
they-
like
the
I
point is
imagine when
pursuing
but when
excellence,
but when
right?
when shot put became popular,
Yeah.
I don't imagine that kind of like teenagers were skiving off school to go do shot put. You know, there's a subculture attached to skating which has a more rebellious kind of connotation, right? Like, or have I? Is this? Am I
They
completely
have
out of touch?
shooting.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like shooting's been in it for ages.
But like, and maybe this is maybe skating is so mainstream now that
Man,
like
water polo.
but
Like
there is a
people get
skate-
in a
there is a
pool
skate
and
park.
chuck a ball around,
There is
and
a-
you're like saying that is any more relevant
there's
than
a skate park like 5 minutes from my house, and every time I go there, it is dudes and girls.
Yeah.
The guys are often like shirtless. They'll take a 6-pack. They'll take their ghetto blaster. They'll just skate around and they'll just not necessarily doing anything wrong or illegal, but there is an anti-authority aesthetic to skating, whereas the Olympics is all about authority.
you know
Like the IOC is probably
that's an
one of the most.
old-fashioned view of the Olympics because, like, if you went down to Bondi Beach to that skate bowl, right, and you went like 10 meters further down to Bondi Beach itself, you would see a row of nets set up on that beach of people playing beach volleyball. People are playing beach volleyball in front of the Eiffel Tower at these Olympics.
Yeah, but I don't think like anyone's getting rolled for their sneakers at beach volleyball. But at the skate park, I think there's a
Bet
higher
people get
chance-
rolled for their stuff at beach volleyball all the time. You're
What?
putting all
Like
your
gangs
valuables
rock up-
in your.
No, you'll have like opportunistic thieves. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is there is
You're
a
drawing a
what
very
I'm saying
fine line.
is I got
between-
beaten up at a
Yeah,
skate
I
park
was
when I
gonna say,
was 14
This feels
once.
personal. If you'd been hit in the head with a javelin, you'd hate javelin.
But don't you think there is an element of kind of like kids who go skating
Yeah.
and like, who want to skate, like there is an anti-authoritarian.
I agree, but
That's
it's
part of the attraction,
But
right?
skateboarding is not.
And then you
not-
always
it
see-
is not that anymore.
And skaters are getting chased off like, security guards have been hired to hang out at Fed Square because skateboarders like to come and grind the rails and or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
so,
but maybe at some stage, back in the day, young men throwing spears like javelin style or whatever was the equivalent of maybe that was the rebellious sport. Look at this idiot. He's got the hammer and he's twirling around in the circle and seeing how far he can chuck it.
so what is there a new, like what is the most rebellious sort of sport or pastime you can do now? Like athletically oriented, like skating? Like what, is there something, because I was like, well,
Parkour?
UFC would, yeah. I guess you'd look at the X Games, right? And say, well, what else can we take from
Yeah.
the X Games? Like, parkour.
What about parkour in Brisbane? What if they brought in parkour?
Oh,
for the
like, but
Brisbane?
urban parkour.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
not
what I
in a
mean.
stadium.
So you get to
That's great.
showcase the entire city,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's a fucking good idea.
Imagine if they'd done that in Paris.
Like the Eiffel Tower, you got guys
you
like
got
just leaping up
parkouring
Eiffel
like from bit to bit, from historical monument to historical monument.
The Arc de Triomphe.
Parkour.
And there's some guy parkouring up that.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. All right,
Yeah.
I'm on board. It is weird though. I just feel it's
It
like
starts at the opening ceremony and it runs for the 2 weeks of the. It's how much parkouring points around the city. Because then it showcase again. You're looking to, if you are the host city, because obviously these days there's not much of an incentive for cities to take on the Olympics. Often they're
go into debt
massive
and-
financially.
Yeah.
Like, so you've got to go, well, how do we leverage this to showcase the city? So Brisbane, if they're spending all this money on the Olympics, they've got to get value out of it for the city of Brisbane.
yeah.
Parkour.
I mean, but where are you going to do in Brisbane? Like West End, maybe
Yeah, that's
New
probably
Farm. That's about it.
the Story Bridge.
That's the bridge, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it.
The Gabotoir. Chris Fagan's house.
Listen to Two Guys, One Cup. New episodes every Monday. Now, Will, this was sent in to us by Bree
Okay.
with a
The
challenge.
cheese or a person?
A person, Bree.
Okay.
B-R-E-E.
All right.
After Will's recent mention of Taylor Swift being too mainstream in the episode Don't Touch Your Dick, wonder why we can't get a sponsor. This show. And I'm just like a priest. What the fuck's going on?
God.
I thought I'd dare you to go on a Taylor deep dive. Topics could include her beefs, her lyrics, dissecting some of her lyrics like The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, which is about her ex Matt Healy. Charlie, I think you'd appreciate her strong sense of justice, like how she has re-recorded her whole catalogue after it was sold out from under her to someone she hated, or how she called out John Mayer's shitty treatment of her in a song imitating his music style. I also respect how, like Wil, she constantly uses her platform to boost up-and-coming talent. This is a real, she's real Swiftie. Real Swiftie. At the very least, Charlie might discover some breakthrough marketing techniques for TOFOP on a Taylor Swift deep dive. Medical bracelets are the new friendship bracelets. Yeah, it's like we sort of forgot about the bracelets, didn't we? You know what we also forgot about? It just occurred to me when I was leaving the show, our live show that we recorded yesterday, was that, remember, it was all meant to be building to the most TOFOP moment ever?
Oh, that's the most TOFOP moment ever.
I forgot to include it.
At all. No, that's the most TOFOP, and that, in a way, was the most TOFOP moment ever.
I love all your work, and I'm looking forward when you're next in Sydney again. Okay, so we're not going to cover all these topics, but I did find an interesting article which is all about Taylor Swift's feuds.
Okay, great.
Then and now. Okay, so let us start at the beginning. Taylor Swift versus Diplo. Are you aware of any of this?
Taylor Swift versus Diplo?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure that I know who Diplo is. A DJ or like a music producer or something? Was he?
I think so.
Right.
Mike, feel free to chime in whenever we're getting shit wrong.
All right.
Okay. The one-sided beef between Diplo and Taylor Swift kicked off when the DJ, who was dating Katy Perry at the time, dissed the singer via Twitter in 2014. Someone should make a Kickstarter to get Taylor Swift a booty, he wrote. After making more untoward comments about the singer and her fans in the years since, in a 2019 interview with ES Magazine, not Phoenix, Major Lazer, I'm confused. The Major Lazer artist called his remarks about Swift the worst decision of my career.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, they're poor remarks.
I'm glad he's had his come to Jesus moment. Mm-hmm. In March 2022, Diplo referred to himself as an unabashedly crazy person when he first started using Twitter.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Well, you're in the right place.
Yeah. Obviously, Diplo wasn't short for diplomacy.
I would make fun of other artists, and that really came back to hurt me in the end, he explained to Input Magazine. Like, I had huge beefs with Lorde and Taylor Swift at the time.
Boy. What do they have in common?
And I thought it was so funny. But, people hold you accountable for your Twitter in such a strange way. It's not real life. Sarcasm doesn't come through on social media.
No, but you know that. So
context.
Yeah.
There's all context, Will, that I was talking about another woman's body and,
what
it should look like.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Give me a context in which that is okay.
Consensually?
Or what, in private to her?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
you're in a relationship
but if somebody
with Taylor,
says,
she asks your opinion.
Could you please give me your opinion?
Yeah. Do you think I should do more squats?
Yeah.
And then you respond with someone.
What do you think?
Can we start? No, but then they're even in that context doesn't work. Like, if your partner says,
"Look over there," you run away.
No, your partner. Yeah, but if your partner says, "Hey," and she's looking in the mirror and she's like, "Do you think my butt needs work? Should I do some more squats and thing?" And you say, "Hey, why don't we start a Kickstarter to see if someone can buy you a booty?" You fucked then. There's no context in which that would be okay.
No, you're right.
But he's saying he was sarcastic.
What if they said, okay, this is the only context. I just am my back is so bad because I don't have enough booty when I sit down. It's a medical issue. I just wish there's actually a procedure that you can get.
And they live in the States, so they don't have healthcare.
But I just can't afford it.
Yeah.
What do I do, babe?
Why don't we get a Kickstarter to get you a booty?
Oh my God,
right,
that's a great idea. Yeah.
Or it'd be someone who, for whatever reason, grew up with really flat buttocks, and they've always been self-conscious about it, and they've always wanted just a pert, peachy bum.
It's their dream.
It's their dream. And then for their
they like big butts, and they cannot
for their birthday, you want to provide this procedure for them, but you can't afford it yourself.
Yeah.
So you go online, you say, "Hey, can we start a Kickstarter? A Kickstarter to get my partner a booty."
Booty.
Okay, that's the kind of. Maybe that's what he meant. Maybe.
I mean, his partner was Katy Perry, so I don't think that's what he meant. No.
Okay.
Katy Perry seems to be great though.
So people have really, like, Gemma got a bit. She was querying me because I was seeing a lot of stuff about like, what the fuck is Katy Perry doing, and so I looked at that music video and I'm like, oh wow, have you seen it?
I've seen, yes.
Well, you don't even
Enough
see the
of
whole
it.
thing.
That's right.
Like a
I
10-second
got
clip
the
will tell
gist,
you
yeah.
everything, and
It isn't what it thinks it is.
it's so cringe.
No.
Like
Yeah.
it's really, I mean, and this is not an ageist thing or whatever, but it's like, what are you doing? Like it just seems so desperate, and also, like she's trying to grab the heat of other younger female artists who are doing that kind of presentation or sound or whatever, and she's like Charlie XCX or someone like that. She's just wholesale stealing their image, their style of the lyrical content, everything, and saying, "Oh no, this is me. This is Katy Perry." It's like, but we know who you are. You've been around for ages.
But also, my understanding is that she's working with a producer
Oh yeah,
who is like problematic in ways I haven't done enough research to know, but like has had some.
Yeah.
Was accused by
yeah,
Kesha
and
or
so
somebody of like being problematic.
but the message of her single
Yeah.
is like,
Yeah.
women are great, women
Right.
are powerful and stuff.
But
yeah.
I'm working with Woody Allen.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah. So anyway, you can catch Katy Perry at the AFL Grand Final. So
Oh my
good
God.
luck.
I mean, if there's any indication of how far Katy Perry has fallen.
Yeah, she's appearing at the AFL Grand Final.
Okay. Taylor Swift versus Damon Albarn.
Oh.
I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I
did you?
did know about this actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Albarn made it onto Swift's radar when he slammed his songwriting credits.
Yes.
That doesn't count. I know what co-writing is. Co-writing is very different to writing, Albarn said in an interview with the Los Angeles Times in January 2022. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just saying there's a big difference between a songwriter and a songwriter who co-writes. Doesn't mean that the outcome can't be really great. He continued, some of the greatest singers, I mean, Ella Fitzgerald never wrote a song in her life. When I sing, I have to close my eyes and just be there. I suppose I'm a traditionalist in that sense, he told the LA Times in January. A really interesting songwriter is someone like Billie Eilish and her brother. It's a co-writer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
I'm more attracted to that than to Taylor Swift. It's
Interesting.
just darker.
But that's literally like a co-writing situation
Yeah.
you talked about.
It's just darker, less endlessly upbeat, way more minor and odd. I think she's exceptional. Albarn later apologized for his comments in another tweet. Well, good on you, Damon.
Yeah, it's good that he apologised because I mean, look, Damon because I love his music, but look, I just don't know if he's the greatest bloke in the entire world. Like he certainly runs his mouth off and has firm opinions, and then sometimes probably like just talks before he thinks or whatever it might be. Like but he tends to kind of find himself mostly in the right place eventually, I think. But he's one of those guys who's had a lot of hot takes over the years on a range of issues. And this one, to try to diminish her, like, I mean, like as he did acknowledge, like many of the biggest artists in the world don't write all their own material or collaborate. But she's one of the people that when you have that conversation, she's not up the top of that list of like, you could go, oh, Rihanna
like
didn't write this, or
Madonna
blah, blah, didn't write
or-
this, or
yeah.
whoever it might be. Like everyone's done that at some stage. But she's someone who's been quite known throughout her entire career for writing a lot of her songs.
But also, it's not like if she was pushing this kind of like thing of I wrote all my own songs or like something was patently false, and you could understand another artist being frustrated with that and saying she doesn't write. But I don't ever recall that being the narrative around her is that she exclusively writes all her own songs. Like,
Well, also the other thing is about Taylor, because like this is what I always think when I hear Damon, like when people think somehow we value, and it's really interesting because in like TV or film or whatever, it's rare that the writer gets valued as much as the performer, and sometimes, but performers who also write in music. There is this like, it's meant to be this upper echelon, right?
Yeah.
You both write and perform. But some of the greatest songwriters aren't, like, I mean, Damon Albarn is a great performer, but not the world's greatest singer,
Yeah.
right? Like if you've heard him sing live, he's a very competent but not amazing singer.
it sets his style.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But in that, he is made better in his performance by the collaboration
Oh.
that he has with other people.
Isn't that
right?
interesting?
Isn't that interesting?
Well, Taylor clapped back.
Yeah.
She said, I was such a big fan of yours until I saw this. I write all my own songs. Your hot take is completely false and so damaging. You don't have to like my songs, but it's really fucked up to try and discredit my writing. Wow.
I think that is, by the way, fair.
Yeah, and then she wrote, P.S. I wrote this tweet all by myself, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, fun. Good fun. Whoever wrote that tweet for her, really. I think like one of the things I admire about Taylor Swift and like is that I think she's a great all rounder.
Yeah.
Like she's not, she might not be the greatest songwriter of all time. She's not maybe not the greatest singer of all time, not the greatest dancer, like whatever. But has a level of excellence at each of them that when you combine them all into like it becomes like a sum greater than all the individual parts. She's just so good at such a wide range of things, and even stylistically in her music, the way she can do pop to country, like she can go through styles. Like I mean, she's just an incredibly like versatile performer.
I mean, I think, and look, I'm not overly familiar with like Taylor Swift's catalog. I've been playing a lot to Iona because Iona is getting into music now, and she kind of she digs it. And you know, the good thing about when you put on like just a random Taylor Swift playlist is the music's quite different. Like some will be a more country version, then there's a more dancey thing or whatever. But when she was out here and there was all this kind of mania, and then there was this sort of backlash, it felt inherently sexist to me. This idea that there was this woman who was the most popular, powerful pop star, that there had to be a reason why she was so popular that was not anything to do with her talent and her work ethic. It was like, oh, well, her fans are dumb and easily manipulated and easily led. Or that she has co-writers who actually do all the hard work. Or it's just some kind of massive publicity blitz. Like it all, I don't know, it just all felt like...
Hang on, so do we honestly think that the hardest, literally a performer who's doing a 3-hour show most nights, flying all over the world, the most popular performing artist in the entire world, was just getting up in the morning and doing it all by herself? Like, whatever, like, of course. Like, if someone tried to do all that, she's like on the phone trying to book venues. What are you doing at the MCG in like February? 3 nights. I'd like 3 nights.
She does a different voice.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Taylor Swift's manager.
Gary. It's Gary Swift.
I mean, Gary Swift Dylan. Gary Swift Dylan, Taylor Swift's manager. Oh, yeah, I'd want to sell some merch as well. Got some bracelets I'd like to sell. Gary Swift Dylan. Okay, next feud.
All right.
Kim K. After Swift called West out over the line, Kardashian defended her then husband by posting footage of Swift commending some of the rapper's lyrics. What? Oh, the one of
Kanye.
like, oh, yeah, I've had, when I had sex
Kanye
with, what's the
could have
line?
had sex with Taylor Swift or something.
Right. Okay, so Kardashian's response was posting footage of Swift commending some of the rapper's lyrics. He did not tell her about that bitch line, and by tweeting snake emojis in an apparent reference to Swift. The reality star said she was over her feud with Swift in January 2019, but Swift had more to say on the topic. This is a quote from her, or it could be from Gary Swiftington. I'm not sure. It would be nice if we could just get an apology from people who bully us, but maybe all I'll ever get is the satisfaction of knowing I could survive it and thrive in spite of it, she wrote in an essay for Elle magazine in March. Swift then reignited her beef. Nothing worse than reheated beef, Will.
Yeah, I don't think you should reheat beef, should you?
Salmonella. Reignited her beef with Kardashian and West in March 2020 when the full version of her leaked phone conversation with the Chicago native surfaced online. At the time, who's a Chicago native? Is that
Kanye West.
At the time, Swift took to her Instagram stories to note that the new footage proved she was telling the truth the whole time. The Lover singer also called out Kardashian for leaking the video on Snapchat in the first place. Fuck, man, how does she have time to like manage this huge career and also like respond personally to all these attacks and write
and make those
articles
calls to the MCG? Book the venue.
You're like, there must be more. Oh, okay. Time for a QAnon conspiracy.
Yeah.
There's more than one Taylor Swift.
Oh, Oh, that's good.
There's a Taylor and there's a Swift.
You know what? The idea of there being more than one Taylor is actually pretty great.
And that makes sense with how she gets to stage with no one seeing her. It's like the Prestige. There's two of them.
And there's always been two of them.
Sailor Twift.
What if is the case and they've been running like Prestige style?
That you could understand
because
how
that
she can do
makes
these
sense.
huge
That's
tours.
how she
right?
has
this energy for tours, and one of them's like
it's why
clapping back.
It's why she sometimes seems really into Travis, and other times
Not
doesn't
so
seem
much.
quite as amused.
And why you've dated so many people, because it's a lot for one, but she's had two.
It's two. So the guy, it's always the personality is different with each of the Taylors, and they can never get a consistent.
One
read.
does country music, one does more R&B.
Oh my
There's two Taylor
God!
Swifts.
There's
Hashtag
two
two Taylors.
Two Taylors. That's the new.
A tale of two Swifts. A tale of two Swifts.
Oh my God! That's a great conspiracy.
It's good,
That
right?
There's two Taylor Swifts.
Well, I saw that because I saw there's a two Joe Bidens, like that Joe Biden actually died, and that they brought in a replacement, or they used AI to generate a dummy Biden to say, hey, yeah, I'm dropping out and we're going to put Kamala in. That's what some of the right wing conspiracy theorists are saying. So a two Taylor rumor is not beyond the pale.
What if this co-writer that everyone that Damon Albarn and people like that are suggesting that she has is herself?
Oh my God. She looks in the mirror.
Yeah.
She has like one of those schizophrenic, like Willem Dafoe in the first Spider-Man movie. Like, we're going to write a song about breakup. You can't write a song about breakup. Yes, I can. No, you can't. The Lover singer also called out Kardashian for leaking the video in the first place. You know, the one that was illegally recorded that somebody edited and manipulated in order to frame me and put me, my family, and my fans through hell for 4 years, Swift wrote. Kardashian then took the fight to Twitter, claiming, oh my God, so much energy.
Yeah, why?
Just don't.
Well, I mean, maybe their careers, because Taylor Swift, is also great at marketing and advertising and understanding that the
Feuds.
narrative around these feuds and the story of her and her fans and whatever is part of, it's a buy-in to the whole lifestyle, right, of being a Swiftie. This is part of it. This is the soap opera storyline that you're following along, in between the albums and the concert tours. So I do think that Kim Kardashian is in the same ecostructure, which is
Definitely.
This is all part of.
This will just keep our numbers up, keep people interested in us. So Kardashian then took to Twitter saying Swift was actually in inverted commas, actually lying about what really went down. So this is from Kim K. To be clear, the only issue I ever had around the situation was that Taylor lied through her publicist, who stated that Kanye never called to ask for permission. They clearly spoke to us, so I let you all see that. Nobody ever denied the word bitch was used without her permission. So Kanye must have got permission to name check her in his song.
Oh, yeah, I think he
But then
called her a bitch. He said he'd
just
run
gonna
it
use
by
her name.
her.
Right.
She said he hadn't.
Or
There was the leaked audio of her agreeing or whatever.
Right, okay. The reality star explained. At the time, when they spoke, the song had not fully been written yet. But as everyone can see in the video, she manipulated the truth of the actual conversation in her statement when her team said
Oh my God.
she declined and cautioned him about releasing the song with such a strong misogynistic message. Kim Kardashian continued, Well, there's two elements to misogyny in that, right? Because the one is like, I had sex with her, and then the one is referring to her as a bitch, right?
Yeah.
So I think that if the conversation was, hey, Taylor, I'm going to name check you in this song saying that I could have slept with you if I wanted or whatever the line is. And her rep said, yeah, okay, but that's misogynistic. And then he adds the bitch line later. Then they're both telling the truth, right? Because Kim K is saying, oh no, they said they're okay with that, the misogynistic reference. But then the reps were like, yeah, the first misogynistic reference, but then you referred to her a bitch in the very next line. That was not discussed.
Yeah, it's like you say off and off air. There's good people on both sides. And you're right.
Kardashian continued, fucking hell, this is a tweet storm.
Okay, all right.
The lie was never about the word bitch. It was always whether there was a call or not and the tone of the conversation.
Okay, the world's burning.
All right, wrap this up.
Hey guys, it's the
Oh,
world.
no.
We're
she's-
burning.
No, she added another tweet to it.
Oh, God.
I never edited the footage. Another lie. I only posted a few clips on Snapchat to make the point that the full video recently leaked doesn't change the narrative. In 2021, Kardashian surprised fans by praising Swift and her music
Okay.
during an episode of Honestly with Barry Weiss's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I really like her a lot and I like her songs, she stated when asked about her favourite tracks. They're all super cute and catchy.
That sounds like someone who doesn't know the names of any of the songs.
Slice sounds like me describing it. Oh, yeah, a bit country and a bit dancey. I'd have to look at my phone to get a name.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
There you
She's
go.
honest about that. Okay. Now, Taylor Swift versus Katy Perry. I know nothing about this.
No,
Do you?
Me neither.
All right, let's get into it. The pop star's Bad Blood. I know that's a Taylor Swift
nice.
song. That's
Well
one I do
done.
know.
Bravo.
The Bad Blood began when Swift claimed that Perry poached some of her backup dancers in 2014.
Oh, I do vaguely remember this now.
Perry sent Swift an actual olive branch.
Oh, God.
Fucking hell.
The more I learn about Katy Perry, the more
I have no opinion on Katy
Yeah.
Perry until the last month.
It's come in strong, though,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
really. Like,
Yeah.
Katy Perry sent Swift an actual olive branch. I mean, she dated Russell, married to
Yeah,
Russell
Muscle
Brand.
married.
Muscle Rand.
I interviewed him for half an hour once and never wanted to spend another second with him in my life. So, I mean, the fact that she couldn't see through that does set off some alarm bells.
Perry sent an actual olive branch in 2018, and the following March, the Swish Swish singer said she's open to collaborating with Swift. The two women buried the hatchet for good in 2019, with Perry making a guest appearance on Swift's You Need to Calm Down music video.
Okay.
You know, we've been on good terms for a while, Swift explained at the time. She sent me a really nice note and an olive branch. Like an actual olive branch.
I mean, I'm putting it out there,
Yeah.
but also she sent me
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
actual olive
Yeah,
branch. Can you believe it? It's like the woman doesn't understand what an
I don't know what an
metaphor,
olive branch
analogy is.
looks like. Like if someone sent me an olive branch, I'm like, she sent me a twig.
Yeah, I got
What, is this a
twig.
death
Is
threat?
this- she's sending me Blair Witch shit now.
What is this? Some kind of Wiccan shit? She sent me an actual olive branch to my tour, which started the Reputation Stadium tour. It started a while ago. And from that point on, we've been on good terms. In October 2000.
Got the plug away too, which I like.
Yeah. In October. Well, there you go. She's a fucking marketing.
Ultimate.
Gary Swiftington.
Yeah.
This marketing genius. In October 2023, Perry showed her approval of Swift's relationship with NFL star Travis Kelce. I ship, she wrote in the comments of an Instagram picture of the two. I ship?
It's the world again, still burning.
I ship?
What are you guys up to?
What the fuck does that mean?
So if you
Relationship.
ship something,
How do you know young people shit and I don't?
Well-
I'm younger than you.
yeah, but I'm around more young
You
people,
are.
I think.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
It doesn't, but like I work with more young people.
Yeah, it's true.
So, but again, I'm wading into areas that I am not fully. But
It sounds like Katy Perry's too old to be using I ship.
yeah, yeah, that's actually my app on my phone that I use to know when the ships are coming in. I ship.
I ship.
So no, I believe ship means it's some sort of it's an acknowledgement of support. I am here for this. I stand like it's in the
I ship
I stand thing
for your relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I
as
think
in,
so. I'm here for it.
But is
I'm
the
here for
ship
you too.
referring to the relationship, the parasocial
I mean,
relationship?
until that had happened, but I guess like until you pointed that out, it hadn't occurred to me that was where it might come from. But possibly.
So is it only in context of people in relationships that
Like
you say I ship?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't actually know, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike,
Welcome back.
Yeah,
Can
could
you
you
Google what fucking I
please-
ship refers to?
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, it says shipping. I'm shipping for you to take an interest or hope in a romantic relationship between someone, whether it's there or not.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so all right.
I want you to have
Yeah.
a good relationship.
All
So
right,
it does
okay.
refer to it.
Yeah.
I ship.
Well done.
Shipping refers to creating a relationship between two individuals, so it's an active. I'm shipping you.
Okay. All right.
I don't get the world anymore.
No, I haven't for ages.
Okay.
Lean in. It's fine.
All right. Taylor Swift versus Kanye West. Well, we all know what this is. West first clashed with Swift at the 2009 MTV Movie Awards when he crashed her acceptance speech. What did he say, Will? I'm going to let you finish.
I'm going to let you finish, but Beyonce had the best album of the year.
All time.
of all time. That's right.
The musicians buried the hatchet long enough for Swift to present the rap. And so, by the way, just a little side note. I think that year or the year after, I was in America. I was in LA.
Can I just say that Australia is currently on top, like second on the medal tally, only to China.
Yeah, I
in
said
the
that
Olympics.
before.
Like, yeah, we were down to we're in front of America again.
Yeah, Americans fourth, but like you said, track and field's coming up.
Yeah,
but this
I mean,
is
by
amazing.
the way, by the time people hear this, the Americans will have won
we've
the whole
won.
thing.
Yeah.
And but still,
Pretty good.
amazing.
Okay. Oh yeah, I was going to say I went to a Halloween party not long after this incident in the States, and there was a couple there that came dressed as Taylor Swift and Kanye West.
Now, were they a black and white couple?
Yeah,
okay.
that's- yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, no,
I didn't know where that story was going.
No, but it was such a great costume because the girl was in like a very similar dress to Taylor was wearing, holding her Grammy. And then the guy just like Kanye, like they're walking around and he was kept like grabbing the microphone off her and stuff. I was like, that's a really clever
Yeah,
outfit.
it's a funny bit.
Has nothing to do with Hollywood, but Halloween, but very good outfit. Okay. The musicians buried the hatchet long enough for Swift to present the rapper with the MTV Video Vanguard Award at the 2015 VMAs. But then the feud reignited, another reheated beef, in February 2016 when the rapper did his track in Famous. Made that bitch famous, referring to Swift. In the music so he didn't say about sleeping with her.
I thought
he did. But maybe, okay. I made the bitch famous. In the music video for the song, West featured a lookalike of sleeping bodies of famous personalities, including Swift. The lookalikes were naked. Yes, I remember that too. Swift made it clear she wasn't over her issues with Kanye or Kimye in June 2019, referencing their drama in her lengthy Tumblr post about Scooter Braun.
Tumblr. She's on Tumblr too.
What the fuck? In 2019
got
too.
a
Is
blog.
Tumblr still going?
It's just like
MySpace? Cracked into MySpace?
catch me on Blue Sky.
All I could think about was the incessant manipulative bullying I've received at Scooter's hands for years. Like when
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian orchestrated an illegally recorded snippet of a phone call to be leaked, and then Scooter got his two clients together to bully me online about it. Or when his client, Kanye, organized a revenge porn music video which strips my body naked. Kardashian and West have yet to publicly comment on Swift's statement about Braun. Swift also did not appear in West's music video. It was a lookalike. In 2023, Swift seemingly poked fun at her and West's VMAs incident during her Mexico City stop on the Eras tour, telling concert goers, oh, so my phone just decided to reset at that very moment. telling concert goers, people chanting your name, it's really the only way to be interrupted. And I would know. Taylor. Do you know who Scooter Braun is?
Is he the bad producer?
Bad
Is he
producer.
the
Not the
bad producer?
not the bad producer. But I
There's
think
lots of
professionally bad
producers,
producer.
yeah.
I think he manages like
What style of bad?
I think he's Justin Bieber's producer.
Okay.
Mismanagement, exploitative producer. I mean, maybe there's other shit as well that hasn't come to light yet. But I think not the one that Kesha was complaining about.
You rode an e-scooter, Braun, here to the
No,
show
I did
today,
ride an
didn't you?
scooter. Hands were very cold, knit gloves. Okay, Taylor Swift versus Scooter Braun. The Me singer slammed the popular manager in a lengthy Tumblr post in
Okay,
2019.
back on Tumblr.
Someone has to fucking take her devices away from
It's
her.
like, when's her downtime?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why there's two Taylors.
Yes.
Taylor Swift. After he bought her former label, Big Machine Records, and subsequently acquired her masters, Swift claimed she'd been the victim of incessant manipulative bullying from Braun and his clients, including Justin Bieber and Kanye West.
What if Taylor's version, so for our QAnon theory, because, she re-recorded
yeah.
everything, and this has been the big story, is it's like because the rights were sold and she didn't have control and, et cetera, et cetera. But what if one of them has, like, each of them has wanted to have their own takes on
They've had a dispute.
and so Taylor's version is the other one getting
Yeah.
to sing the songs.
Yeah.
That's why they've released two different versions.
That makes
of the same
sense.
album.
Scooter, this is from my, I guess, the Taylor version's Taylor. Scooter has stripped me of my life's work that I was given an opportunity to buy, she wrote. Essentially, my musical legacy is about to lie in the hands of someone who tried to dismantle it. This is the worst case scenario. This is what happens when you sign a deal at 15
Yep.
to someone to whom the term loyalty is clearly just a contractual concept. And when that man says music has value, he means its value is beholden to men who had no part in creating it.
Boo.
Swift also alleged that Big Machine founder Scott Borchetta,
Boo.
who made the deal with Braun, knew she would be upset by the news.
Yeah.
Anytime Scott Borchetta has heard the
Boo.
Borchetta, is it
I don't know.
pizza?
La Porchetta.
La Borchetta, Scott La Borchetta has heard the words "Scooter Braun escaped my lips." It was when I was either crying or trying not to. Oh, the singer said. He knew what he was doing. They both did, controlling a woman who didn't want to be associated with them in perpetuity. That means forever.
Yeah, take that.
Gee, dumb Swifties out there. That's what perpetuity means.
Forever.
Braun's then wife, Yael Cohen, defended him via Instagram. Let's get the facts straight. You were given the opportunity to own your own masters. You passed. Okay. Interesting that the man you're so grossed out by believed in you more than you believe in yourself. The fuck cancer founder wrote. Oh, sorry, that's not the quote. The fuck cancer founder wrote. And girl, who are you talking to about bullying? The world has watched you collect and drop friends like wilted flowers.
Oh, boy.
Who collects wilted? Oh, no, you drop it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My husband is anything but a bully. He spent his life standing up for the people and causes he believes in. Swift began releasing re-recorded versions of her first 6 albums in April 2021. 2 months after the release of Fearless, Taylor's version, Braun said he had regret for purchasing her masters in Variety. However, he claimed that the details Swift shares about her business deals were not based on anything factual. He continued, "I'm firmly against anyone ever being bullied, and I'll beat up anyone who says they're different."
Yeah. You're dumb. Yeah. Your hair sucks.
"I'll always try and lead with appreciation and understanding. The one thing I'm proudest of in that moment was that my artist and team stood by me. They know my character and my truth. Mm-hmm. That meant a lot to me." Braun made headlines in 2023 after he was dropped by several of his high-profile clients, including Demi Lovato, Ariana Grande, and Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's amazing that you make a statement saying the one thing I stand by is all my clients have had my back. Yeah. See you later, guys. In the same sentence. All right. Taylor Swift versus the Bieb.
Oh, okay.
The
BBC or
no,
Justin Bieber?
Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Justin Bieber. Are you a believer?
Am I a believer?
I believe I can fly.
Do you
I believe I can touch the sky.
Really?
Yeah. I believe in a thing called love. Just listen to the rhythm of my hair.
Oh, my God.
Does he still have, he doesn't still have hair, does he? I mean, that hair. You know what I'm talking about.
I know.
Rumours surfaced in 2013 that Swift didn't like Bieber after she stuck her tongue out when the singer kissed then-girlfriend Selena Gomez. Swift's close friend backstage at the Billboard Music Awards. Maybe she was turned on. Maybe it was like it was like an emoji tongue out.
I've been looking at you from across the room and I like your vibe.
Yeah. It wasn't until Bieber was mentioned in Swift's aforementioned post about Braun, however, that she addressed any issues between them. This is Scooter Braun bullying me on social media when I was at my lowest point. He's about to own all the music I've ever made, Swift captioned in a photo of West Bieber and Braun FaceTiming in 2016. The sorry crooner apologized for the hurtful photo in response, but also clapped back at Swift. So this is Bieber talking now. "I have to be honest, though. It was my caption and post that I screenshotted of Scooter and Kanye that said, 'Taylor Swift, what up?' He didn't have anything to do with it, and it wasn't even a part of the conversation in all actual... Oh, fuck, Jesus. You've gone from quite an eloquent Taylor Swift to... This is very hard to read. It wasn't even part of the conversation. In all actuality, he was the person who told me not to joke like that," Bieber wrote. "Scooter has had your back since the days you graciously let me open up for you. As... full stop, exclamation mark." I don't know. Oh boy, this is hard to read.
That's like an internet password.
Yeah. "As the years have passed, we haven't crossed paths and gotten to communicate our differences, hurts or frustrations. So for you to take it to social media and get people to hate on Scooter isn't fair. What were you trying to accomplish by posting that blog? Seems to me like it was to get sympathy. You, the letter U, also knew that posting your fans would go and bully Scooter." Bieber officially dropped Braun as his manager in 2023. Fucking hell. A source told US Us magazine at the time that Bieber had been taking meetings with other managers. And if you get to that point, though, like, do you even need a fucking manager? Like, Justin Bieber would have more money than God.
Yeah, but he's still doing stuff.
Yeah, but can't you have, like,
What?
his dad? Doesn't his dad? Taylor Swift versus Demi Lovato.
Oh, no, there's more.
Fuck it. I
All
know,
right.
it keeps going. After Lovato infamously told paparazzi to ask Taylor when asked about her former bestie Selena Gomez in 2019, it was clear the two women weren't close. The Body Say singer has since slammed Swift on multiple occasions, including her drama with Perry. I think in certain situations, certain people could be doing more if they're going to claim feminism as part of their brand, Lovato told Glamour in 2016. I think that having a song and a video about tearing Katy Perry down, that's not women empowerment. We all do things that aren't, but I have to ask myself, am I content with calling myself a feminist? Yes, because I speak out. During Swift's drama with Braun, Lovato stood up for the manager before walking out the door. That's my editorial. Stood up for the manager she was soon to
It's
leave.
my favourite bit of this whole thing. It's just these. They've all got my back. We've got his back. See ya.
So yeah, personally, I'm grateful he came into my life when he did. Please stop dragging
And now
people
I'm
down
glad
and bullying
he's out
them.
of my life.
Lovato later dropped Braun's management in 2023, one of the many celebrities to do so at the time. This is what's amazing about this, is I imagine there was an element of this is a bit of a stitch-up for Taylor Swift showing you how many people. But the stitch-up's with Scooter Braun.
Braun,
Like,
that's
he's coming out of this the worst. Taylor Swift versus Calvin Harris. In 2016, after
Now
news...
that just sounds like a remix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
the latest one. Calvin Harris versus Taylor Swift.
News broke that Swift helped Harris write the hit "This Is What You Came For." The Scottish DJ lashed out at his ex. Oh, they dated. Writing, hurtful to me at this point that her and her team would go so far out of their way to try and make me look bad at this. Hang on. So, news broke that Swift helped write Harris's hit. The Scottish DJ lashed out on saying, hurtful to me at this point that her and her team would go so far out of their way to try and make me look bad at this stage, though. I know you're off tour and you need someone new to try and bury, like Katy Perry, etc. But I'm not that guy. Sorry, I won't allow it. I'm married to a Scot. That is the least Scottish. They didn't say the C word once. Like, it's way too eloquent for a Scotsman. Nearly a year later, he expressed remorse over the situation. In an interview with Pretty Cheeky, he said, I'm not represented by Scooter Braun, but I'm dropping him anyway. I was completely in the wrong. I was protecting what I see as my one talent, that I saw the world being belittled in the world. I felt like things were piling on top of me, and that was when I snapped. Fucking hell, man. There's more. Do we just leave it? Because honestly, there's Joe Jonas, there's Nicki Minaj, there's Tina Fey, there's John Mayer.
I'm interested in Tina Fey. Drop me into the Tina Fey. Or do we want to do a part 2 at some point?
Well, because we haven't cracked that pack. So why don't we put a pin in it?
Okay.
We'll come back to this next episode because we've only got like 10 minutes to go. So let's crack that pack.
All right, we'll crack the pack.
But thank you, Bree.
Thank you. That's good.
That's some good content.
I've learned a lot about Scooter Braun.
If you're one of our listeners who fucking hates biscuits and Taylor Swift,
Oh yeah, then this is a tough episode.
These next two
for you. I'm so
episodes are
sorry.
just real bad. All right, talk me through it.
All right, so we have either the Nutella biscuit from the same place as the biscuit from last week was from that you
which
enjoyed.
was an A. Yeah.
But I'm worried that it's going to be too sweet.
Okay.
Or we've got the more traditional choc chip, but with marshmallow from Bibelo/Bibelot.
Well, let's go for the Nutella one, the one that
Okay.
you're least, because I think by the time we get to the next episode, I might be like all sugared out. But
All right.
I really love the presentation too. It's like a tuck shop bag that these come in. Happy for me to.
And then kind of printed on it, like stamped on it, it says Nutella.
Okay, and this is like a it looks like a double choc biscuit.
Yeah.
It's all brown. There you
Yeah. But it's got Nutella in the middle of it.
go. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
I'm just going to before
On appearances.
I take a
Let's
bite.
judge a book by its cover.
Great appearance.
Yeah.
Not too much Nutella. Sometimes when you get Nutella filled cookies or donuts or whatever, there's way too much. That to me doesn't seem like an overpowering amount of Nutella.
Okay.
Like if you're going to spread Nutella over the top of this cookie, it would be like a nice peanut butter level spread. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do know what you mean.
Okay, I'm going to take a bite.
Yeah, you take a bite. Back from the microphone so people don't get... You've gone... Now, Charlie's gone very Nutella forward. He's gone right into the middle where the Nutella is, and now he's going to the edge of the cookie. He's having a little... so now he's got the crisp... Oh, hang on. Well, feels like this one, to be honest, it's getting another good reaction here. I feel like this has been a good day for... the Cookie Factory. All the good people round your wireless in the corner of the Cookie Factory. You couldn't believe 2 weeks in a row that it was going to happen.
Mate, that is an excellent cookie.
Really?
Such a disciplined use of Nutella and cookie. In fact, what they've done, and I'll be interested to see what you think, in my estimation, they've backed off on the sweetness of the cookie, knowing that it was going to be counteracted by the Nutella. It's almost a starchier kind of cookie. And so you get that Nutella on top, and it just lifts the whole thing. The chocolate is not overpowering, so you're getting nice hints of flavor of all. Chocolate, the hazelnut. Mate, that's another A. I mean, I'd actually... Wow. I don't know. I think it's an A. It's an A. I don't know if I would put it above or below the oat and raisin, but these are excellent cookies. In fact, I think we could just crack that pack. We should just get going back to the cookie store. That's really good. I'm looking forward to eating the rest of that once we're done. But that is a excellent cookie.
I agree with you. So my initial fears around this cookie were definitely going to be that it was going to be too sweet. I'd never tried it before. That other one was sweet, and I was just like, with Nutella, it's just going to be too much. But you're right. The Nutella is only the filling, and then the rest of the cookie is like a less sweet cookie, but in the style of like really strong hazelnut flavor in the Nutella, which you often only get like the chocolatey flavor. But
yeah, it kind of reminds in an Arnott's family pack of chocolate ripple. It's got the same kind of. It's not overly poweringly sweet. You get just it's more of a cocoa hint of cocoa as opposed to sugary chocolate. Mate, that's
okay. Well done.
That's really good. I'm just so happy. Like when this segment started, I'm like, oh, how many bullshit cookies are we going to have to eat? But no,
that's good.
That's an excellent cookie.
All right.
Oh, crack that pack once again.
Okay. Well, the Cookie Factory, South Melbourne markets. If you're ever in Melbourne, a little bit of a tourist. Because as I travel around, I'm really interested in like going state to state and place to place, like trying local cookies.
Yeah.
So if you've got a recommendation anywhere that I'm going, if you think there's a place that has a particularly good
It's got me thinking, because I often will bypass a cookie at bakeries and stuff. I don't really go, but I've got an awesome bakery in my where I live, and I think maybe this is a perfect time, an opportunity to grab a couple of their cookies and bring them down for the next record. We crack that pack.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's in the same genre as those lumpy cookies, big cakey cookies, but... Mate, I didn't know what I've been missing out on. If I'd known that these have been that good, I'd be eating more of them.
Well, it'd be good to have a comparison with your local. This is the local to the studio. We can have your local.
Yeah. So the local, because I spoke a couple of weeks ago about I get the Anzac biscuit from my local, and that's the best Anzac biscuit. And so if they do an Anzac biscuit that well, fingers crossed, mate, because they do a Bischoff one.
Yeah.
They do
Did you say Bischoff?
Yeah, it's not what it is.
Biscoff.
Oh, fuck, Biscoff.
Remember biscuit and coffee.
Biscoff. So I'm thinking of Eric Bischoff, the founder of the WCW. They do a Biscoff one. They do a white chocolate macadamia one, a chocolate chip one.
I think there was definitely a white chocolate macadamia that was on option from the Cookie Factory as well. I nearly went with that.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of white chocolate.
Okay.
I find that way too sweet. But I mean, if this is,
the Cookie Factory we can return to.
If this is the control,
good early leaders.
really good.
Yeah,
really
well
good.
done, Cookie Factory.
So we're going to be back again next week with another Crack That Pack, and we'll do part 2 of Taylor Swift, and it's got some other stuff. We've got a bunch of letters we need to get through.
Okay, we should
clear
do
the
that as well.
mailbag. So we'll do that next week.
So if you don't like Taylor Swift, you don't like Cookie Chat,
just skip next week.
And you don't like list of letters.
Yeah, and also like just be nice to each other. Like, we
be excellent to each other.
We be excellent to each other.
Yeah.
We joked about like how controversial this segment has become.
We've taken some notes on board to try to,
Yeah.
for the people who don't like it, we're trying to,
make it more
minimize it.
but also
It's
more
at the end of the
inclusive.
episode, it's like we're not eating on, like we're trying to really be respectful,
Yeah,
but we're here for it.
yeah, and also
It
like,
makes it a nice treat
but
for
also
us in our
people
day.
can have opinions on our show.
That's fine.
that
but
you
just
don't
do it in a
agree with. Just be
respectful
nice to each
and
other.
lovely way.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
okay. Because you know what?
We're a nice little community of people who are allowed to, and you know what? It's fine if somebody doesn't like something that's in the show.
You're talking about conspiracy theories.
Mm.
The person who posted and it wasn't even a complaint. It was like, oh man, I'm just not really into this biscuit chat.
I'm not into this.
They
That's
posted
fine.
it.
You're allowed not to be into
They posted it anonymously.
Yeah.
And first of all, there was a thing of like, oh, too scared to put your name to this hot take. But then there was some section of the TOFOP audience who were like, Charlie, is this you? Like,
I try to end the segment surreptitiously.
yeah.
Well, that's a conspiracy.
I've done a
Yeah.
Kanye Kim style leak, trying to kind of get the segment ended.
Yeah, I mean, well, after the disaster of the first 2 weeks in the quality of the biscuits, it looked like it was on pretty shaky territory. But I thought the concept was sound,
Yeah.
like building a little treat into our. I mean, I don't know. It's reignited my passion for biscuit chat.
100%.
Yeah.
Like this is, I've always wanted a reason to eat biscuits, and
Yes.
now this is perfect.
That's right.
We just need to get a sponsor.
Yes,
Come on, someone with
big biscuit.
Arnott. Who did we? Yeah,
No,
we did.
I didn't think we. I mean, maybe.
Like a big one. Because
I
we
think-
can also go to savoury as
Well,
well.
I was gonna say. I think we also. Oh, that's a good twist.
Yeah, like
But I think we also need to, at some stage, maybe like do a run where like we just go through the family assorted, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Something a bit more like,
definitely we're not all going to be niche.
No, it's not
'Cause
all
not
fancy
not everyone
local
can get to the
biscuits.
cookie
No.
store. We understand.
we
that.
just needed. We needed
need
a
a-
recovery.
we need a
after those first
reset
couple.
after-
We just needed a couple of wins.
Yeah, not good.
Get some confidence
Yeah,
around
that's
the
right.
club.
Just a couple of easy kills. Now, you probably heard an ad at the start of the episode. Yes, TOFOP Live is back. We're
Back.
doing more shows till the end of the year. All at the Comedy Store, Basement
No,
Comedy Store.
Basement Comedy Club, Morris House.
That's right, I'm
Not at
getting
the comedy
my
store.
cookie
None
store
of
and
them at
my-
the comedy store.
Yeah, we go to the Basement
They'll
Cookie
be at
Store.
we'll be at the Comedy Factory. The Cookie Comedy Factory.
The Basement Comedy Club in Melbourne, right through to the end of the year. They're really fun shows. If you're in town or can travel to Melbourne, I encourage you to do that. With recording so ahead of time, I don't even know what you can plug. We just say
I
question
think
everything's back.
Question Everything is coming back, and I am currently doing breakfast radio on Triple M Melbourne. You can find that podcast if you are anywhere, if you want to have a listen into what we're doing on that. It is Triple M Breakfast, and you search Rosie, Will, and Daisy, and it will come up in your feed if you want to have a little listen to what's going on there.
And if you want to see the cookies that Will and I have been eating in
Yes.
today's episode, you can subscribe to our Patreon for as little as $1 a month if you like. There's lots of great bonus content up there, full videos of the show, archives going back years now. So if you want to get into some more TOFOP bonus content, all there for you. But that is TOFOP for this week. I'm Charlie Clausen.
No, I'm Anderson.